Hello, 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 hello. Hey, look at that. It's working now. That was weird. For some reason, this damn thing. We'll see if this. We'll see if this goes better or not. Clearly, it didn't work out so well to start with. Okay, so it looks like the audio is. Yeah, you know what happened, RC, was that something got screwy, and as soon as I opened up the stream, it started playing the audio from my Kickstarter video, and for some reason, when I stopped that, it disabled the mic, and I had unplugged the mic and turned it back on, even though nothing was muted. It was weird. Anyway, so like I was saying, this arrived today. It's the hardcover from Stories from the Great Challenge. The thing that did the Indiegogo for back in October and November. The glorious thing about that was that what it was, I've talked about it many times before, doing a 52-week challenge. Had to give a story to my Randy mentor every week by Sunday at midnight, and I got 53 stories done. Several of those stories went on to do great stuff elsewhere, but I hadn't done a whole lot with most of them, and so I decided to put this collection together. Ran a successful Indiegogo, and it was pretty awesome. The paperback got printed, and the printer told me they shipped it to the backers. In fact, some of them just went out today. Ebooks have been to the backers for a while, but this just arrived today for me to look at. It's the case laminate proof version of the book. And I'm pretty psyched to see that because I've been waiting on it for a while. Actually, it took several weeks for the printer to get me this proof copy. But yeah, it's here now, and I'm looking it through. There's one minor printing error. You can see cut off the G there, but I kind of discovered that on the paperback version as well before I actually received this and actually corrected the files already. So, but the files were corrected before, after I ordered the proof and before it got shipped. So yeah, the correction's already been made. It just doesn't show up on this one, if that makes any sense. Sorry, I'm just letting some people know that we're back up again because it was had a number of people online, and then several people dropped off because of the no audio thing, which, you know, that's awesome. But that's fine. Let's continue on here with what we got, though. So, continuing on with the what we're here for is talk about the new Kickstarter for the new book. As some of you guys know, and some of you don't, I've been writing this series of books here for a while, the Glimmervale Chronicles. This was the original cover art for the original first version of the novel. Where these books started from was the National Novel Writing Month a long time ago. I just had this notion of, I had finished my first novel and I was getting around to that, and I heard about this NaNoWriMo thing, and it was like, oh, I know, I'll try that. And 50,000 words in a month, write a book in a month, why not? I hadn't done that before, and I succeeded in that, which was great, with this book. The cool thing about I thought the concept was cool, and it drew me all the way through it. My concept was, I know, we'll do like Seven Samurai, but in medieval fantasy setting. So, yeah, these two dudes, they're going home from the war. They're trying to get back home. They're running away. They come through this tiny little mountain pass. And unfortunately for them, it's beset by brigands, and they have to save the isolated town from the raiders that are raiding them. And yeehaw! At first, I just wrote that as a one-off, and then about a year later, I was like, "What? There's a lot more there. I should write more." And I've written more, four more novels since then, and 5 short stories. And excuse me. And it's become a thing. I've redone the covers a couple times. Let me see if I can figure out how to bring that up. That might be interesting to show you guys the because those first you can see the first you can see that first cover. It looks nice. It's not a bad. It's definitely not a bad cover. It's definitely not bad art. But what it is it looks a little young adultish, right? So I redid, got a different artist who, man, it was also expensive. This guy was doing digital painting for all these covers, and each of them was more than I liked to pay for. So I had a different artist who come and do simpler cover, less expensive and also cooler covers. So this is the 4th book, Rob Blind, the original cover, which looks cool, and then the new artist guy, he did more digital art. It looks like that. It's cheaper, and it looks a little less young adulty. The problem with current covers is that there's nothing wrong with them, again, but I'm told they look a little gamery-ish, if that makes any sense. And so, as I'm getting ready to do this this new campaign, I'm changing the covers to make them more, how do you say, more simple, more elegant, and less gamery looking, if that makes any sense at all. Alright, so to the campaign. So this is over on Kickstarter. The link is in the video description, and I'll share it too. This is the campaign page. It's actually live now. And there's a little video I made for it, and I'll play that because why not? And those are the new covers, for what it's worth. Fuck. Damn it! I really suck at this stuff. I forgot to unmute my mic again. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. At some point it. So you can tell this is like the second live stream I've ever done because I keep screwing it up. All right. So as far as add-ons go, you can get the Pericles Conspiracy, which I just talked about. I'm going to talk about it again, since my mic is actually on now because I suck. So the Pericles Conspiracy, the novel, the novelette. Novelette comes first. Novel comes second. You don't got to read the novelette to appreciate the novel, but it helps because they go together. Alien First Contact story about deceitful governments and political fallouts from meeting aliens for the first time. That's the first add-on. Second add-on, Stories from the Great Challenge. Jesus. RC, did anything I just said in the last 5 minutes come through at all? Probably not. Because yeah, you mute your mic to play a video and then you forget to unmute it and you suck. Jesus. Anyway. Stories from the Great Challenge is something that the Indiegogo campaign I just did in November can run that through, and I'm adding that as an add-on. I did audiobooks of the first two Glimmervale books, which you can get as add-ons as well. The fun part about the audiobooks is I hired a dude to do the first one, and I did a good job. When it came time to do the second one, after the first Kickstarter I ever did was to raise money raise money for it, and by the time, and that was successful, but then the first audiobook dude who did the first one, dropped off the face of the earth, so I had to have a second new dude go and do the second book. Now you always want to have your series done by the same voice actor the whole time. So now I've got this problem, right? So the first audiobook is one voice actor, the second is another voice actor, and it's a cluster, right? So at some point I'm going to have to go back and re-record that first audiobook. But one of the things, alright, so since none of the audio that I said before went through, let's go back and talk through. So these are the new covers, told you that. Reward tiers. If people haven't read anything in the series, you can get the first book in paperback or ebook for a discount. If they read the rest of the series but haven't done campaign season, but just want to get campaign season, ebook, paperback again for a nice little discount. Right, all the ebooks again you can get if you haven't read any of this series, but you want to just get it all because you love me or you just think it sounds cool. Discount on all the ebooks, discount on all the paperbacks. If you want to be a character in one of these books, people like being characters for some reason sometimes, you can do that. One person has taken me up on being a character in a book on the Indiegogo campaign I just did. Haven't completed fulfilling that yet, but some people like to see their names in books. Some people like to be villains. Some people like to get killed in extravagant ways, or whatever. We'll work it out. Right? So that's that. So back to the add-ons. Talking about the audiobook thing, that is gonna roll into some of how I am gonna be handling stretch goals. Right? Every campaign needs a stretch goal, because if you look at what I'm doing here, I've set the goal for this to be $250. Couple reasons for that. One, when you're on Kickstarter and these other crowdfunding campaigns, crowdfunding sites, the faster you meet your goal, the more attention they give to your campaign. So the Eye of Sauron gets directed to you, and they put more more their algorithm kicks in. They send more people notice that your campaign's going, and so you therefore get more money rolling. So it's better to make a smaller campaign goal, so you can meet the goal quick and then get the added advertisement and get more cash, than make a bigger goal and not meet it till the end, but then you don't get as much boost. Hence the 250. It should be pretty easy to make. In the Indiegogo campaign back in October, I pulled in $800. So this one should be doable. The way to help once you meet that goal, then you want to do stretch goals, right? So stretch goals for this is the first one. Let's talk through that. Come on, come back up here. All right, so the first stretch goal is at $500. I've got these books that I made back in the day. This is an older version of the cover. I write a bunch of shorter books, shorter novellas, novelettes, things like that, which get published by themselves, but also you put them together in a collection like this, right? It's thicker, it's more substantial, people get more for the buck, and I go for that. So I've got two of these Tales of Adventure books now, and the first of the stretch goals, this first two of the stretch goals will be covering those two. Get people those two books at $500 and $750. Stretch goal number 3, if we get to $1,000, everybody gets this. My short mystery 10-pack. I do science fiction and fantasy mostly, but I also do mystery stuff because it's fun. I always like mystery stories. And so I put together a 10-pack of shorts mysteries that I'll be doing those as stretch goals going down the line. Now, where it gets fun is after that, because right then we start getting into the audiobook stuff, because what I really like audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks a lot while I'm working out or running or driving or whatever. And I have a bunch of my books in audiobook already. A lot of my short stories, like I said, 2 of the Glimmer Veil books. A lot of them I have read myself because of the podcast. But every now and then voice actors are good, right? Because A, I'm not a voice actor. B, it's takes less time to hire somebody else to do it. All right, so if we get to $2,500 on the campaign, I will do the audiobook of number 3, The Tolerance Peak, the 3rd book in the series. And that's based on the pricing of the 2nd voice actor, Mr. Sapp, who did it last. So hopefully he is actually available when this is done. So these stretch goal amounts are designed for potentially re-recording the entire series and re-recording Glimmervale with the new voice actor. Do I actually think we're going to get to $10,000? Probably not. I suspect it wouldn't be too. Probably get to the 2nd or 3rd stretch goal based on the previous campaign I've run. Now, who knows, right? Could be everything becomes super awesome and just shoots the moon. In which case, I'll be happy to make all of the audiobooks of everything ever. But I do have to add a little contingency, because if the voice actor guy flakes out on me, it might take a little longer to get these audiobooks done than I anticipate if I have to find a new guy. Because I haven't talked to this dude in about a year, so hopefully that will be square. But I think it should be good, because he was a pretty squared away guy last to talk to him. So that's what's going on. Yeah, so that's the campaign. It is now live over on Kickstarter. And as you can see, nobody's backed it yet. That's because I literally just pushed live a couple minutes ago when I started this kind of abortion of a stream. Again, sorry for the jacked jacked upness of the audio earlier. That's what I get for being a novice to live streaming. Done a lot of videos. I mean, if you look on my channel here, 140 some videos, but they're all except for this one and one other have been pre-recorded. And when you pre-record it, there have been several times when I've read stories for my Story Saturday podcast, and I've done the same thing. I've been like, I'll go and I'll be reading for like 10 minutes. I'm like, I think this is good, and then, son of a bitch, I was on mute. It's been a while since I did that, though, because I've started to record the audio in Audacity, and then it used to be I would just read it in a video and then put as I was recording the video, but that turns out to not be very good high quality. And as I realized to myself, you've been doing this podcast, you should use the stories that you've been recording and turn them into audiobooks. Turns out you can't do that if the audio recording sucks. So I've got a better mic, and I've learned how to use Audacity, and I've been now, and for the last year and a half or so, been every time I read one of these stories, I record it on Audacity and clean it up, and then I put it as an audio overlay onto the video, and that's why you cut to the cover instead of just seeing me. Plus, who wants to see me reading? So very quickly, I just made the video with the cover and voice overlay. And so yeah, it's a learning process. So no, I'm not going to kick myself for screwing up the audio on this too hard, but it does feel like stupidity because it was. I'm honestly not sure why the darn audio of the campaign video started up as soon as I started the stream, though. That was weird, but it is what it is. So that's the campaign. I made a short. I made a shortened link for it. Because as it is, the campaign link is Kickstarter.com/project/Michael Kingsman/campaign season Glimmervale Chronicles raft project built. Holy smack, that's just kind of silly. So I went ahead and made it easier and just made a short link, which I'm putting in the chat right here. bit.ly/gv6kick. Boom, that'll get you to the campaign, easy peasy. But it's so if you want to use that, that's cool. But otherwise, the link to the campaign is in the video description. At least it better be. It's supposed to be. I've entered it in, and the shortened link is in the chat. So please, by all means, hook a brother up if you're at all interested in cool sword and sorcery books, or just cool guys who you wanna help. And we'll go from there. So the key thing, of course, is going to be getting backers quickly and spreading the word quickly. So if you like what you've seen here, by all means go over there, give it a little love, and tell your buddies, and tell your buddies, and everybody else. So that's what I've got. Questions, concerns, comments from the Peanut Gallery, a couple of you. Man, we had a bunch of people on at first, and then the initial audio glitch kicked them out because well, that happens. Comments, concerns, questions. Otherwise, I'll let you guys go. Alright, well, hey, thanks for you guys who showed up, for taking the time. Again, I apologize for my amateur screw up there, but like I said, learning curve, learning process. Alright, thanks guys. See you next time. Story Saturday will continue like always. The third this week is going to be story number 3, which is called Naughty and Nice. Story number 3 from the Great Challenge. That's a fun one. It's one of my Elf Sterminator books. Those Elf Sterminator stories. I like them. Other people do too. Come back on Saturday and we'll go do some of that. All right. Thanks again, guys. Talk to you then.